This is a clip from the Cannon podcast. To hear the full episode and get access to exclusive benefits, head over to patreon.com/thecannonpod and sign up for just £3 a month.
Alex, just me and you now. George had to go, unfortunately, so it's just the game changes. Kai Havertz is, making waves on social media after his MLS All-Star Skills Challenge. A lot of rival fans have a lot to say, and I've got this question in mind now because I feel like a lot of people have a lot to expect from Havertz. I mean, he might not be everyone's T. But that being said, I also believe he's a bit overhated. And I think some people were almost wanting him to fail. Do you agree that Kai Havertz is a bit overhated?
Yeah, I think, look, the lights are shining bright because we're at the top of the league, mate. And, there's a lot of fans who want to take us down. And that's completely fine. But that's kind of online culture. I'm not really worried about that. Mm-hmm. The thing I will say about Havertz is watching him against Nuremberg, I will describe Havertz, and I think this might be something. I hope this is kind of my sort of pick out of him early doors, and I get this right for my ego. I think he's going to be almost like the mercury in our thermometer. I think when we're playing well, Havertz will be high, and when we're playing terribly, Havertz will be terrible. Similar to the kind of Ozil thing, where there is a kind of languidity to the way he plays. I don't know if you remember in the Nuremberg game, there was a ball over the top from Cedric. He crossed it into the far-hand side, and Havertz just sort of like kicks it into the ground. It's really like, I don't know how to describe it other than it's like a splutter. It's like, ugh. It's like sort of just hits it and sort of just like rubs his nose and sort of scratches his head and just sort of walks over. And there's a kind of, as I say, languidity to him. There's a sort of Ozil type apathy, looks like at times, when things aren't quite going his way. And I think that will really irk some fans at times. I think it will really irk some fans. I think it's probably irked Chelsea fans. He's not your passion merchant FC. He's not going to come and scream in your face. That's not the player he is. He's an extremely, extremely intelligent football player. He's a rewatch player. He's someone you go back and you're on the rewatch and you're watching it for the third time, crying into your cornflakes, and you're going, aha, I see. Okay, that run created that space there. That swift action there created that moment there for that happen. If he hadn't made that run, hadn't made that decision early, 2 steps later we don't make that happen. He sees pictures, he's smart, but he's also quite unintense, and I think that will, especially in a team with quite intense players, annoy a lot of fans. And I think he'll be someone who is praised when we're doing well, and when we go down there'll be a lot of fans going, Havertz just doesn't look like he cares, and all that sort of stuff. I feel.
Mm-hmm. We'll see how he does against the MLS All-Stars and beyond that. Let's end this on one final topic, and I think the question is, a lot of expectations about what Arsenal can achieve this season. Arsene Wenger saying that he believes that we will win the championship. So, a lot of people expecting that Arsenal can do something crazy this season.
Get relegated first.
Yeah, maybe. We've also got the most valuable squad according to Transfermarkt. So, Arsenal's team is very good. Arsenal's squad is very good. The depth is there. You've got the £105 million signing, record-breaking signing, 2 more with Havertz and Timber. What do Arsenal need to win this season? Let's just say we go to the fast forward to the end of this season. If Arsenal have won no trophies, is that a failure? Or do you believe Arsenal have to win a trophy and will win a trophy in that period of time?
Mm-hmm. 2 parts of this. Wait for the second one.
Okay.
The thing that's got us here is process. So we need to focus on process. Always, always, always. That is the primary thing. The thing that has got us through this season, through going from however many it was, 67 points to 70 whatever points to 85 points. The thing that has got us there is incremental changes, evolution, getting better every single day, adding the right players, getting the right, process. And that has got us to where we are. So I don't think we should ever take our eye off what that is, because that has got us to where we are. However, at some point, you do have to start saying, this has to go somewhere. We can't just be Process FC for 10 years. The question is when that is. I still believe, personally, when we're entering 24, 25, I believe that is the season we should be expecting to win the title. We should be saying we are good enough. And maybe expecting is the wrong word. We are good enough to win the title, and therefore I believe that we can, and we should make a good go at it. I still feel this season, when you look at the age profiles, and look at how long the squad has been together, yes, there's starting to be some, 2 or 3 years, but there's guys at City who've been together 6-7 years. They are a group, man, and we're just not there yet. We're not players in our late 20s and 30s peaking, so we can't expect to be just going out there and steamrolling the league. I want to win this year, and I actually think we can, by the way. I think we can. I think we are better than 19 teams in the league, and I think we can get the better of Man City in one or the other of those games, either away or at home. But that's in a perfect simulation. We don't exist in that place. There's injuries, there's suspensions, there's all that sort of stuff. So I think we can, but you need the resilience to be able to get there. And I think that resilience will grow over another year, because you can have the capacity to do something, but the ability to execute it is a very different thing. And I still think we require the resilience to be able to execute it. I want to win something this year, of course. It's the aim of elite sport, as is the famous quote by a certain member of the YouTube community. It's the aim of elite sport, of course, to win trophies. However, you have to accept that there are a team out there who've just gone and won the treble, who there is investment at every level. The league has never been more competitive. And then we look at ourselves and we go, we are just pre-peak. We've not been together that long. We are still developing as a team. We've not hit 90 points yet. That's title winning level. Let's go and do that first, and then if it gets us there, it gets us there. But I think for me, I still think there's one more season of development before we start to go, okay. And even then, we're still not completely peaking in terms of ages, but the group's been together for a long time, and I think at that point we have to start saying, no, come on, let's go.
That being said, then, how do you think Arsenal will do in the Champions League? As in, what's your quick expectations of? Is it round of 16? Is it a final? Is it Championes? Like, what is it?
Yeah, the vibes would be immaculate, but I don't think people necessarily realise how amazingly difficult and different the Champions League is. Like the teams you're facing, the way you're going to have to play, the way you're going to have to evolve, the way you're going to have to set up differently. It's going to take some time. I mean, how long did it take Man City to win this competition? They spent money. It's not necessarily luck based, but there is such a skill to it, and there is such Real Madrid. It's not coincidence that they won that many Champions Leagues. There's a self-confidence and a way of playing that they have that suits European football, and it's literally remains to be seen whether we have that or not. We might fly. I mean, who knows? Who knows? We might be the perfect team. We'll all be sat here in 6 months going, "Yep, we were ready for European football because of this, that, and the other." But right now, we just don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there are certain players like Rice and Saka that I think are made for that stage, especially Martinelli. I think players like that will thrive, and I think they will also get more flowers as well. Because, the likes of Saka, you've always been compared to Vinicius and Kvaratskhelia, but you can see now, if once he's in the Champions League, I think people will see more of that. And we saw how he thrived at the World Cup as well and the Euros. It is exciting, and it's very exciting. But right now, it's first focused on pre-season.
Thanks for checking out the Cannon Podcast. To get full episodes and access to exclusive benefits, head over to patreon.com/thecannonpod and sign up for just £3 a month.